Hello and welcome to the Strategic Bookkeeper podcast. In today's episode, I would love to help you do a bit of a 2024 work-life reset. Okay. And to do that, I'm going to do a couple of things. I'm going to direct you to a podcast that I recorded for my betterinbusiness.global platform late at the end of last year, called the 2023 Work-Life Reset. I do recommend you listen to that one. It is amazing. It's really short and quick, but it's going to give you some great ideas to set you up for success in 2024. But I wanted to shake this one up a little bit, and I wanted to give you something new, which is called Architecture Your Life. So without further ado, how about we get stuck into it and I explain a little more as we go.
I'm Jeannie Savage, the Strategic Bookkeeper. I'm an award-winning entrepreneur, author, speaker, trainer and coach. After 13 years in practice and after scaling into a lifestyle business where I could choose my own adventure, I'm sharing my secrets to success, my secret sauce recipe on how to build a thriving practice, delight your clients and ultimately live your dream on your terms. This podcast is a companion to my book. In each weekly episode, I'll share strategies for scaling and success. This is your time to shine, to step up, to become a strategic bookkeeper and enjoy all the benefits it brings to you and your clients.
Hello, my friends. So I want to let you know at the beginning of this podcast that occasionally, and in this case I am doing this, I am going to record one podcast for both my platforms. And architecturing your life for 2024 is just a subject that I want to speak to both my entrepreneurs and my bookkeepers on. So whether you are listening to the Strategic Bookkeeper podcast for bookkeepers or betterinbusiness.global for entrepreneurs, this podcast has been recorded for both platforms. So the first thing I'll say is absolutely do listen to the podcast I did late 2022 called the 2023 Work-Life Reset. Okay, so I did that at the end of last year and it's a really different one to this one. It's fast. It's 20 minutes, but I used the formula that I talk about in that one to impact my life for 2023 and it was really cool. And I know other people that it impacted really, really quickly. Okay, so I would recommend that you spend 20 minutes listening to that one as well. We'll drop a link in the show notes to that podcast, okay? In this podcast, I want to encourage you to architecture your life for 2024. And now, podcast interruption. Just to let you know, if you did not join the program when the doors open on August 1, and they opened for 14 days before my team and I rocked up live, it doesn't mean that you can't join in. The program is evergreen. Okay, so we have a way to bring you into the program seamlessly, beautifully, so that you can absolutely start working with me to build your thriving practice, delight your clients, and live your dream on your terms. If you are keen to know how that works, just drop us an email or ask in the private Facebook group. I'm always really grateful for that because then I can help the many as well as the one. Or simply use the link that we'll drop in the show notes or go to the website, pretty easy, and jump into the program because two things. Number one, it comes with a money back guarantee, or let's say three things. Number two, I do not get you to spend extra time working with me. This is about on the job. Yes, I've done other podcasts on that. And number three, that money back guarantee, it kicks in after a year, but my expectation is to help you get the ROI really early, so that pays for the program. But yes, we're going to spend a year together. So back to the podcast. This is something that I talk to my clients and my friends about a fair bit, okay? So oftentimes my clients might talk to me about business things that they're going through. Of course they do. And my friends who own businesses, okay? So my business buddies, my entrepreneurial friends, my clients, when they come to me and they say, this is happening for me and I think I need to fix this and I think I need to do this, and I talk to them about their businesses, whether that is in a formal setting as a business coach, or an informal setting, I always find myself coming back to at some point saying to them, look, what are you doing it all for? And I ask them to go away and architecture their life. And I did this with some clients recently and they were so excited. They were like, oh my God, of course, right? It's like, seriously, the end game. We can talk about the mechanics of business all we like. However, we need to really always be coming back to why we're doing it all. Now, as entrepreneurs, our businesses should give us a lot of purpose. If you don't love your business, you need to make changes in order to love your business, or I suggest you get out of it, You should absolutely love your business, okay? So if I meet an entrepreneur that tells me that they hate their business, either I help them change that very quickly, or I exit plan with them, okay? It's non-negotiable. You don't stay in a business you hate, okay? So this podcast is not to tell you how to fix your business or how to exit plan. If you want a hand with that, I would say just reach out to me. You know how to find me. It's all in the podcast. This podcast is about architecturing your life. So what do I mean by that and how are you going to do it? Really, really simple, In terms of your life, and most of the entrepreneurs I work with tend to be mums and dads, but even if you're not a mum or a dad, all the same, but I want you to just think about, what do you want your day-to-day life to look like in the short term, in the medium term, in the long term? And this usually relates to a few things, okay? So first of all, there is your mental, spiritual, and physical health, okay? So take stock of that. How are you going in terms of your mental, spiritual, physical health, So physically, are you getting the time to keep yourself physically fit, which is really about food and moving, So are you moving enough? Are you eating like you'd like to eat? And then mentally and spiritually. So how's your mental health? How's your spiritual health? And I'll give myself as an example. So absolutely in my life, I come first. I believe everybody should put themselves first. That is how we show up for those we love and serve as our best selves. So I believe that we should all prioritize our own physical, mental, spiritual health first. That's what I do. Okay. Now, as an entrepreneur, it's a bit of a roller coaster, as I've said before. And so sometimes I have to sacrifice a little bit of the things that I want to do in an effort to maybe kick some goals. And an example is when I was rolling out my passion project in about mid this year, I didn't get to go to my favorite Latin dance events. I had to skip Latin school sometimes. And dancing is actually my spiritual health. It's not my physical health. I mean, probably keeps me a bit fit, but it is my spiritual health, So when I do that, I feel like I will say to myself, it's okay to do that a few times, but it can't continue, because in terms of architecturing my life, that needs to happen. And then for my physical health, there's certain movement activities I like to do. I love to cook beautiful, nourishing food, all those kind of things, right? So if any of that's suffering, I take stock of that. And I invest in my mental health with just personal growth activities and also journaling and things like that. So how's that looking for you right now? Like, are you kind of pretty much most of the time getting all those things on point? Are you putting yourself first? Because if you're not, and if you're a mum, because mums often laugh and go, that's hilarious, Jeannie, we can't come first. We have to put our kids first. No, you don't. That's not true. You will show up for your children as your best self if you learn to put yourself first, okay? If you don't know my story, I have talked about it a lot, but I had to learn the hard way, okay, to put myself first. So absolutely take stock of where you are right now as you architecture your life. What do you want to get in terms of your physical, mental, and spiritual health? Where are you now? Where do you want to be, right? Because you need to make a plan. Like, what does 10 out of 10 putting yourself first, physical, mental, and spiritual health look like for you, for your spouse, for your children, etc.? Okay, what does that look like? And then it's really that kind of links through to the time money equation or the income and lifestyle equation. That is same thing, different labels, right? So in terms of income and lifestyle, how much money do you need to make and save and invest for your own point of satisfaction? Now, point of satisfaction in terms of money is a phrase that came out of the mouth of Angela Savage, my amazing cousin, so my first cousin, who our family just thinks is extraordinary because she is an extraordinary human being. She's an author. She's represented Australia at the Geneva conference. You know, one of those humans that you're in a room with them, they open their mouth and your jaw just drops and you listen and you shut up. And you're just like, more, give me more, let me absorb you. And I remember my father is like massively successful entrepreneur. You know, we could call him a capitalist. And she said to him, I think everybody needs to just consider their own point of satisfaction when it comes to money. And that has stayed with me forever. Okay, so it's not for me to determine your point of satisfaction. It is for you to architecture your life. Yeah, because I'm sure we all know that money's not everything and it doesn't buy happiness. I've been asked over the years why I don't work more, like why I take so much time off. And it does make me laugh, right? I think, oh my goodness. Time wealth. Yeah. I want to be super rich in time. Like, yeah, I want a certain amount of money. I want my point of satisfaction in terms of money, but I want to be super time rich so I can prioritize my mental, spiritual, and physical health so that I can do all the amazing things that I want to do in this life. Yeah. And I'll read a quote from Hunter S. Thompson. Life should not be a journey to the grave with the intention of arriving safely in a pretty and well-preserved body, but rather a skid-in broadside in a cloud of smoke, thoroughly used up, totally worn out, and loudly proclaiming, wow, what a ride. I love that quote so much. Yeah, so hey, time wealth, yeah? I'm hoping to be heading to Cuba early next year. I will dance in Cuba day and night, you know, enjoy my life. I could work 10 times more than I am now and make 10 times more money. I'm pretty sure that's not going to have me arrive at the, you know, the gates of heaven having done everything I wanted to do. So architecturing our life, it's about time and money, yeah? So when it comes to money, I just want you to think, what do you need to earn? Yeah, because you need to really figure out, what do I need to earn? And of that, what are the investments that I want to make in terms of, you know, setting myself up for retirement, etc. Yeah. And then how much time do I want? So you need to do a bit of a what's happening now, where do I want to be? Architecture your life. How much time do I want for myself to spend on mental, physical, spiritual health? You know, are there hobbies and dreams you've got? Do you want to learn French? Do you want to learn to Latin dance? Do you want to take up another hobby? Do you want to, whatever you want to do? Yeah, pickleball. That sounds fun to me. Something I want to try. I want to learn Spanish. I've been learning French. Yeah, I need to pivot to Spanish because I'm going to go to Cuba. So basically, I want you to think about the time equation. How much time are you spending with your kids? Like, I think we never get enough time with our kids, yeah? With my son, he's at home, he's not in school, and coming up soon when I've got a week where I feel like I don't have as much on, I've said to him, we're going to do a detox from tech, and we're going to spend a week where I'm really passionate about the absence of toxic vegetable oils in our diet, and it's almost impossible to do, but I do it. I eat no vegetable oil. Most people think it's a really hard way to live, but I don't think it is for the rewards on our body and our brains. And so my son does quite well, but he still consumes a fair bit because it's so hard to avoid. And for a whole week, he's committing to me that we will both do that. But to do that, I want to make sure that he doesn't miss out. So whatever he wants to eat, which if we went to a restaurant, it would be, you know, fried in vegetable oil, whatever, I'm going to go to the supermarket with him, buy all the ingredients and make absolutely anything and everything without vegetable oil, using beautiful fats like organic tallow and this kind of thing. So that is going to consume our entire week like crazy. Now, that to me sounds amazing, right? But that is the gift of time. So I want you to ask yourself, like, what does your time wealth look like right now? And then where do you want it to be? What does your money wealth look like right now in terms of cash to live on and then your assets? Yeah. Because in terms of investing and building wealth, realistically, I call it the 5-point plan. Let me see if I can remember it. So there's earn money, save money, borrow money, invest, and then leverage, and then repeat, right? Or definitely you go invest, leverage, repeat, because you just need to be leveraging and buying more assets. It's actually not rocket science. If you just want to invest in real estate and you're fairly smart about it, you can't go too wrong, right? A girlfriend of mine, she's in her mid-30s. She's got $4 million in real estate, and 2 million of it is leverage, meaning she has 2 million in loans across 4 million in real estate. She just has a regular job. So she saved her money. She then borrowed money. She bought property. She leveraged the equity in the property to borrow more money, and then she kept buying more property, right? This stuff is not rocket science, but you do need to do those things. So in terms of your wealth, in terms of your income and your wealth portfolio, and all these phrases and words can be like, oh, wealth portfolio, adulting, right? Hashtag adulting. But if we simplify it all, it's not as grand as it sounds, okay? So in terms of architecturing your life, it's the time and money equation, okay? So let's rinse and repeat for a minute before you go off and architecture your life. And let's wrap it up with some action steps, right? This one's nice and short, this podcast. So in architecturing your life, you do need to think about, if you have a spouse, if you have a child or children rather, you need to maybe do this with your spouse. Get them to listen to this podcast, do it together, okay? Then you want to absolutely sit and digest this concept of putting yourself first. Like if that was totally foreign to you, and let me tell you, I am on a mission to inspire everyone to put themselves first. And that is what I call the Healthy Bookkeeper. That's another brand I'm launching, but just a passion project. So absolutely, I want you to sit, digest that, and really do lean into this absolute truth. Yeah, that every psychologist will tell you, every, Sufi, every master will tell you, that putting yourself first is key to how you will show up your best self for those you love and serve, okay? So put yourself first, go to a whiteboard, get a pen and paper out, write down my top 3 priorities are myself first, my mental, spiritual, physical health. Then my second priority is whatever you decide it is. My third priority is whatever you decide it is. But I want you to come up with 3 priorities, and I want priority 1 to be yourself. Okay, so in terms of architecturing your life, I want you to do that. That's your first action step. And then your second action step, there's such a value in pen and paper. Yeah, what it does to your brain just writing things down. Okay. So I want you to sit down and I want you to write down income, lifestyle, and under that, I want you to write money, time, because that's what these are about. And then I want you to just do a bit of a now future. So in terms of income, money, yeah, I want you to put, okay, I'm earning this now. I'm saving this now. It doesn't matter if it's nothing, that's fine. It's just awareness, yeah? Awareness, acceptance, actions. That's how change happens, okay? The 3 A's. So what is your income? How much are you saving? What do your assets look like right now? And then, okay, in the future, whether that's tomorrow, a year, whatever, okay, well, you might be unhappy with that income, or I want to be earning more. And then, well, I want to be saving X amount. Okay, remember, $1 is a saving. Okay, whatever you're saving is better than nothing. I want to be saving this. I want to be investing this. And actually, within the next amount of years, I want to have this many assets, even if these assets have borrowings on them. Okay, so I want you to think about those things. I should say, not just think about them. You are writing these things down. Okay, architecture your life. And then in terms of your income as an entrepreneur, so whether you are, like I said, you're across my betterinbusiness.global platform, podcast, or you're one of my beautiful bookkeepers in the Strategic Bookkeeper, I want you to think about, so this is the income I need and want to achieve those savings and investment goals, yeah, and my point of satisfaction. And then in your business, rather than working without really understanding what you're working for, rather than hustling and working hard, yeah, I want you to work smart, okay? And that is do the same or less work for more reward. Reward is impact on yourself, impact on those you serve, okay? So more money for you, more time for you, more money for those you serve, more time for those you serve, okay? So working smarter rather than harder is the key to the income and lifestyle, okay? So in terms of your income, just for example, let's say a bookkeeper or any service-based business, it's kind of like, well, what is my revenue right now? What is my profit right now? Yeah, because there are, say, 8 ways to scale your business and price rises is one of them, okay? So what would I need to do to move the needle on my net profit, okay, in order to achieve what I'm architecturing in my life? And really drill down into that, okay? Because sometimes you might be able to identify that actually I just need this. I just need this many clients. Actually, I just need my current clients to be doing something else or whatever it is. But too often we just move ahead growing our business without really focusing on the net profit we need and taking a bottom up approach. Okay, that means always looking at the net profit first and then going up the profit and loss, not down the profit and loss, okay? And if you want any help with these things, you know where to find me, okay? So in terms of your income on this sheet that you're writing down, I want you to think of those things. And I want to give you an example of people who are getting it really right, okay? Because success leaves clues. So I have a client who's been with me for so long, and him and I caught up recently in my bookkeeping practice. We did our annual planning and strategy session. It was awesome. It always is awesome. And I found out exactly what's happening in his business, in his life right now. And he is one of the smartest business operators I have ever met. And I tell you what he's really good at. He's really good at not growing his business, yeah, which in turn stabilizes and grows his net profit. So he actually looks at his business very analytically. He makes a decision not to do a whole lot of work. He micro niches, which is a great idea all the time. And he architectures his business and his net profit, yeah, by deliberately doing things to impact revenue, gross profit, and net profit. And that means that he does not say yes to a whole lot of business. That means that he only has a small but mighty team, okay? Big business is not the way to make great profit, yeah? A really healthy profit for an entrepreneur and a small business owner usually comes from a small but mighty business that has the ability to regulate capacity with price, work smarter, not harder, yeah, to have a brilliant pricing system and more. If you're listening to this and you're thinking, oh my goodness, I feel like I'm not doing these things and I don't know how to do them, whether you are a bookkeeper or an entrepreneur, just reach out to me and say, what the hell are you talking about? Or just say, I need help, okay? And I will have a conversation with you. I will connect you with the right people, the right resources. We've got resources on both sides that can serve you on all of this, okay? My point here is when you are writing down those income items and you're thinking about that point of satisfaction in the income, the last thing I want you to do is grow your business. I don't want you thinking about that. I want you to grow your net profit. And you can grow your net profit without growing your revenue at all in many cases. But we also need you to grow your time wealth, okay? So that's how all of this relates back to your business. And the clients I was working with recently that I coach, when we talked about this, we went through all the things in the business, all these different things, and then it was like, right, listen, time to architecture your life. And it was exactly this, okay? They make great money, but we need to make sure that they are getting all the things out of their life that the money is intended to do, including that their asset base, okay, is where they want it to go. Yeah, it's either where they want it to be or it's going where they want it to go. So that is your action plan, okay, with the pen and paper and what to do. If you need help with this, just drop me a line, okay, and I will, like I said, I'll have a chat to you. I'll point you in the right direction. I hope that you move into 2024 excited about the year to come, and I'll see you in the next episode.
I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you have a question you'd like answered on my podcast, please email me, hello@thestrategicbookkeeper.global. Did you know we have a private Facebook group called the Strategic Bookkeeper's Way? There you'll find bookkeepers just like you on the same journey where you can ask questions and get support. You can find more resources and how to work with me at thestrategicbookkeeper.global. All the links are in the show notes. Have a prosperous week and I'll see you in the next episode.